Why the hell do I care what some guy named Sam did against someone named Carter? What are we doing here? A bunch of people who won't play for the Niners played very poorly against a bunch of people who won't play for the Broncos. But Brock Purdy watched it.
Yep.
And Christian McCaffrey watched it. What did Trent Williams look like in this game?
He looked really good over there on the sideline.
I don't know. What did we get out of this? Something, but very little. How do you watch a preseason game? Like, what do you look for?
Well, usually I have my thumb and my forefinger holding my nose so that the stench doesn't overwhelm me.
All right.
I honestly look primarily at who's playing and who's not playing.
Okay, agreed.
First and foremost.
That's number one.
So that will determine just how much I'm going to care about everything that goes on. And then you start to look at, all right, who the twos are, who get the first crack, and who are the threes, and trying to get to know people who actually really stand out. It's like, oh, okay, that guy looked good. He popped. Or other players where you're looking like, ooh, I was hoping he'd play better than that.
I mean, and then I agree with you on all that. And then there's one other thing that I look at.
Yep.
One other thing, and that's it. And that's the first quarter. That's it. I'll just share with everyone right now. I mean, I've gone back and looked at tape of it. I didn't watch the second half. Why the hell do I care what some guy named Sam did against someone named Carter? What are we doing here? What are we doing?
Sounds like a morning show battle. London against Chickering.
Seriously.
And I like Chickering. I like Chickering win that one-on-one most of the time.
I had a few drinks. I didn't realize our producers quarterbacked the fourth quarter of the Niner-Bronco game.
Wow.
Why are we coming out of this with opinions? Oh, the Niners got smoked. Like, right, a bunch of people who won't play for the Niners played very poorly against a bunch of people who won't play for the Broncos. Quarter one is the only one, and even quarter one only sort of matters because it goes back to your original point. Who played? Now, the Broncos played a lot of their starters. The 49ers did not. They played a lot of their second-string guys with a sprinkling of maybe starters, and they held up very well in what is an incredibly small sample, but that's what it was. And that's what you get in the preseason, an incredibly small sample. And they walked out of it ahead 9-0. But Brock Purdy watched it.
Yep.
And Christian McCaffrey watched it. And Juwan Jennings watched it. And Ricky Pearsall watched it. And all so I don't know. What did we get out of this? Something, but very little. So I guess I'm with you. I can come out of this and go, that guy looked good. That guy over there looked good. That guy right there, he didn't look good. But you're never going to hear me come out and go, what about the O-line? What about the defense, Mark? I cannot make broad strokes about entire position groups in a tiny sample where many of them didn't play. What about the O-line? Well, my first answer would be, what did Trent Williams look like in this game? What did he look like?
He looked really good over there on the sideline.
Well, then you didn't see the Niner offensive line.
He looked happy and comfortable.
How did George Kittle look in this game? Was he good? Did he block well?
I think he washed his hair before the game.
That's not the Niners offensive line.
And he's got to use conditioner, too, for that hair. I wouldn't know what that's about.
Yeah, like when he does that hair whip thing, maybe it gets a little too frizzy. I don't know. So I don't know. Well, yeah, maybe that feels unsatisfying because we all want to sink our teeth into something. But I'm sorry, dinner's not ready yet. It's not ready.
No, and it's not even like the ingredients that you're going to make the dinner with. You haven't even bought those yet. You're just dealing with the back end of the meal. That was the equivalent of you're chopping up the spices, you're getting the garnish, you're getting your parsley ready, and you're probably getting to put the pot of water on the stove to boil whatever you're going to boil. You're not even close to cooking the meal yet, so I think about preseason where you started, it's kind of like Drake, started from the bottom, now we're here. You start at the bottom of the roster if you're a pro football team and you look at, players, who are players 75 through 90 that we realize you're not ready, you got to go. And Tanner Mordecai is among those who has now been asked to leave. You're no longer a Niner.
Right.
You weren't very good, and we're going to go ahead and move on from you. And so you start to make the cuts from the bottom up. By the time you get to the end of August, hopefully the guys you love are healthy. The guys who wowed you get to stay. Everyone else in the middle, hope you're good at special teams because that's how you're going to make this team.
Yep.
So
that's what you take from it. Now,
they
listen.
didn't even let Jake Moody kick.
Right.
So, even your kicker, who, he had some kicks in the warm-ups, I know, made a 55-yarder, but it's like we don't even want to put you out there, Jake.
Yeah. And look, I get it. So the one thing that really, quote-unquote, stinks about right now for the 49ers that I think is something that is discussable is not really performance-based. It's injury-based. That stinks. Then again, isn't that sort of an argument for what they did? Like Jordan Watkins got hurt, and everyone's like, oh, damn it, Jordan Watkins got hurt. I'm excited to see the guy too, but he's never played in the NFL. So I have a hard time believing that the Niners' entire strategy was, well, what we're going to do in Seattle on September 7th, we're going to unleash Jordan Watkins on these guys. That's how we're going to win this football game. I doubt it. I know that George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, Brock Purdy, Ricky Pearsall, Jawan Jennings, Trent Williams, I know that none of them, Nick Bosa, I know that they didn't get hurt on Saturday. But the injury thing, I view it this way. It's always unfortunate, but it gets overly weaponized in today's NFL. And here's what I mean by that. And this can be Kyle Shanahan or any coach. Sean McVay, who likes to bubble wrap. Zach Taylor, who put his entire group out there for a quarter and a half. Joe Burrow's out there running around, just whipping the ball everywhere. Gets a touchdown pass. Hey, Joe, go do it again. And they ran out there and played. And far be it from me to tell you which is the right way to do it. But we blame coaches for injuries. We blame style of play for injuries. I heard Steiny earlier today say Kyle Shanahan runs a system where the running back needs to hit the hole hard. All right, raise your hand if you've ever met a coach that's like, all right, here's the plan. I want you to tiptoe to the line of scrimmage.
Just meander.
And attempt to not get hit.
Saunter to the hole.
That's football. That's what you do. And there's a lot of bad luck involved. And maybe there's something with the training regimen. I don't know. Maybe there's something there. But we blame coaches for it. And then what's even worse is I hear people blame players for it. And in the fantasy community, you know who you are. Somebody gets hurt, and we're like, that dude always gets freaking hurt. Freaking wimp. You know what I mean? And I like, the whole thing stinks when that's the main thing you're thinking about and talking about with your favorite football team. But that's this football.
The ones I'm really concerned about, Garendo for me is a concern. Jawan Jennings is definitely a concern. Yep. And you start to think about, depth spots. And running back for me is really glaring, where if you want to be a Shanahan team, and we can get into this as the show goes on, some of the deep dives I've done, they need to be a top 7 at the least rushing team. Last year they were 12th. And on the other side of the ball, you couldn't stop the run. So, and it's very, I think, pragmatic to say, you run it, you stop the run, and you're going to win games. And that's usually the way it works for a lot of teams.
No doubt.
But I think the Shanahan team, you mentioned Brock has one come-from-behind game in the regular season, one in the playoffs when they trail entering the fourth. This team is not built to be down 24-13 with 9 minutes to go. So you'd have to be able to run it, possess it, stop the run, get it back, and do the same thing.
Agree with you completely. Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be the philosophy. And so I guess at the end of all this, because there's something to bring up that is way in the weeds, but it's kind of about Kyle Shanahan and injuries to a certain degree. There was a tweet that Louis Riddick sent out over the weekend about Trey Lance that I want to throw at everybody and see what y'all think. But the larger question, I guess, is what is it exactly that you would like the 49ers to do differently if what you're concerned about and bothered by is injuries? And the way you put it, to me, is very fair. The concern right now about the 49ers, I'm not going to say it's the O-line or it's the D-line or it's the defense or even it's the youth or it's all of these things. It is the depth. I'm with you on that. Are they fully bolstered at enough positions to where when, not if, but when that guy needs to miss a game, who's coming in And are you ready to go? And even with that, I would still say there's some mystery that we can't answer yet. I don't know who's filling in for Trent Williams. Maybe he's good. Maybe they've got nothing.
Right.
I don't know.